Welcome. Today I'm here with Dr. Pnina Fishman from Can-Fite BioPharma. Dr. Fishman, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. It's an absolute pleasure to be speaking with you. Can you start off, just tell us about the phase 3 psoriasis study, what you hope Picclidenozone will achieve?
Picclidenozone is an orally bioavailable drug. The drug binds specifically only to the inflammatory cells in the patient's skin, and the drug is taken orally, so it is very convenient for the patients. Till today, we have already looked at more than 2,000 patients, tested the drug in more than 2,000 patients with an excellent safety profile and a very good efficacy. We are now waiting for the data from a phase 3 clinical study, which will at the end of the day entail 400 patients. 1 year ago, we had an interim analysis from this study, which included 200 patients, and the data, both safety and efficacy, were very good. The company was blinded to the data, but there was a committee on top of the data which came up and recommended to the company very strongly to go ahead, since the data from the study and the safety were both very good.
That's terrific news. And then, of course, if the study achieves its primary endpoint at 16 weeks against that placebo, what's the next step for Picclidenozone?
We are including 4 different arms, 4 groups. 2 groups are Picclidenozone in 2 different dosages. And then we compare it to the Otezla. This is a Celgene drug which is currently marketed by Amgen. And everything is, of course, compared to placebo group. So we have 2 groups. The patients are treated for 16 weeks as of the primary endpoint. And then each patient which is happy can stay on the study for 32 weeks. So actually, very shortly, we will come up with the top-line results, which will include the primary endpoint on week 16. The primary endpoint is PASI 75, meaning 75% improvement on the drug for each one of the patients. We also look at 90% improvement and also at 100% improvement. So in a nutshell, this is the design of the study, and we are very positive based on the interim analysis, and of course looking forward to the data which are going to be released very shortly during Q1 this year.
That's fantastic. And then for some further context, how does Picclidenozone compare with Otezla so far? Is there published data showing that Picclidenozone may be better at sustaining that efficacy longer term than Otezla beyond that 24-week period?
Actually, we have published a scientific article in a peer-reviewed journal comparing the performance of our drug to Otezla. Interestingly, Otezla will start to plateau after 12 weeks. Otezla had a very low PASI 90 in the patients and no PASI 100. When we compare it to our drug, 30% of the patients had PASI 90, meaning 90% improvement, and 10% had a PASI 100, meaning total cure. Now, our drug did not plateau. It kept doing a very good job in a very linear way. We hope again that this data, which we have already published based on the phase 2-3 data, will be reproducible, and we will be able to show the both good safety. Safety, we know already that the safety is very good, but also very good efficacy.
That's terrific. And then on a larger note, to kind of expand off of that prior point, how does Picclidenozone compare to the biologics that dominate the psoriasis market currently?
Thank you for bringing up this question. Actually, biological drugs are doing a very good job at the very beginning. However, the adverse events are quite very severe. 2% of the patients, unfortunately, will develop lymphoma. And then other adverse events will develop, will evolve as well, as long as time goes by and the patient is taking the drug. When we compare it to the safety profile of Picclidenozone, we have an excellent safety profile. Also, biological drugs are usually given via injection. Our drug is a tablet, given morning and evening at the patient home, so it is much, much more convenient for the patient to use, hopefully, our drug that will show good data in this phase 3 clinical study when we compare it to the biological drugs which are currently on the market.
Fantastic. And then diving into the details just a little bit more as we start to close out, can you tell us how Picclidenozone works, why it might be more safe and more effective than other psoriasis treatments that are on the market today?
So basically, we studied a lot the mechanism of action of Picclidenozone. And what we learned was that Picclidenozone actually inhibits a couple of cytokines which are very prominent and important for the development and also for the maintenance of the disease itself. Also, just recently we came up and announced that Picclidenozone has a capability just to kill, to induce apoptosis, to induce death of pathological cells in the skin. These pathological cells are proliferating and growing in the skin and are mediating the disease. So the capability of our drug to bind specifically only to the pathological cells and the normal body cells are refractory to the effect of the drug make it a very specific one, and with its good, very good safety profile, we hope that we will come up with positive data and be able to bring this drug into patients.
That's wonderful. And then last question from our end, looking into the near future here, when do you expect to announce those phase 3 results?
Actually, the primary endpoint, as I mentioned, is PASI 75. And our hope, of course, is that our drug will perform better than the placebo in a statistically significant way. And as of the Otezla, good data will show that our drug is not inferior to Otezla, but we hope very much that we will show also superiority.
Amazing. Dr. Pnina Fishman of Can-Fite BioPharma, it's been a wonderful conversation, a lot to look forward here, and we certainly look forward to talking again with you soon. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.